breakout strategy. One of my most favorite strategy because it gives big profits in short amount of time. But if you have traded breakouts before, you would have noticed that plenty amount of times breakouts fail. In fact, 60 to 70% of times breakouts fail. So how do you avoid such trades and instead find trades like this or this or even this? Well, it's observed that there are 4 important points that completely transforms a breakout. In fact, these help you improve your accuracy to nearly 90%. So, let's get started. The first point being always wait for a build-up. So, if you can see here, there is a chart of Adani Port that had a beautiful breakout, and when we go in the early chart, you can see that just before the breakout, there was a period of a build-up. A build-up is nothing but a period of congestion over here, and the reason a build-up is so important is it improves the potential of a strong breakout. Now, when there is a build-up, there is not just one breakout. There's technically 2 breakouts happening here. One is the breakout from the triangle, and second is the breakout from the build-up. So, the strength of the breakout is much stronger in this case. And when we have a look at stocks that had a breakout but there was no build-up, the chances of a retest is much higher when there is no build-up. And the problem here is there is no logical place to place your stop loss. So even if you place your stop loss somewhere around here or even here, there is chances that your stop loss still gets hit. But when there is a build-up, there is a logical place to place your stop loss, which is just below the build-up. So not only is your stop loss small, but also there is a proper place to place your stop loss. The second point, only buy first class stock. So when I say a first class stock, what I mean is, if you have a look at this chart, in the monthly chart, you will see that it has always been on an uptrend. Since the beginning of time, it started at 63 bucks and today it's at 2,400. So stocks like these that has always been on an uptrend in the monthly chart, these are first class stocks like this. Even though there are few ups and downs, but in the long run it has always been on an uptrend. These are first class stocks like this. And then comes stocks like this, which goes sideways for months together. For few months it's going up, then for few months it's going down. These are second class stocks. And finally there are stocks like this. These are third class stocks that has always been going in the downward direction. These are stocks that even though if there is a breakout in the upward direction, you need to completely avoid stocks like this. They're not worth even being in your watch list. So second class stocks, you can see here there's a beautiful breakout in this, even though it's a second class stock. But the thing is, a second class stock can't be trusted as much as a first class stock. If you see stocks like this that had a breakout, and since it's a first class stock, I can buy the stock without any fear because it has proven itself from the past 20 years. It has been on an upward trend. I can buy it without any fear and know that there's going to be a very, very low chance for it to fail. Hence, I say only buy first class stock. Look at this. This is a first class stock and it had a beautiful breakout. Now, when you're shorting a stock, if it's breaking in the downward direction, it doesn't matter. It can be any stock. But if it's having a breakout in the upward direction, that's when you need to only go for first class stocks. The third point, draw patterns correctly. So I see many people drawing patterns really wrong, and it's actually quite simple. There are only 2 things you should know when you're drawing a pattern. All you have to do is, when you find a pattern, you have to just connect as many candles as possible. You can see here I'm just trying to connect as many candles as I can, and even for a support I just connect as many candles as it can touch the edge of the candles. You should just make sure you just get the edge of the candles to touch as much as possible, not the wick, the candle. So that's it. That's the first point. Connect as many candles as possible. And the next thing is the pattern should seem obvious. It shouldn't be like you have to squint your eyes and to search for the pattern. So if you have a look at charts like this, you can see it is very obvious that there is a triangle. Just connect the dots. You don't have to search for patterns like try to connect different lines. Whichever pattern appears first as the most obvious one, that's the one you have to go for. And finally, the fourth point, trading only big triangles or big patterns. Because it doesn't make sense trading a tiny triangle in intraday where you can expect only 0.5% or 1% for a risk of equally 1%. Breakouts are meant to be swing trades where you take it for a couple of days and have big returns rather than a small return in intraday. Because if you see in breakouts like this, if you would have taken an intraday trade, you would have at max earned 1%. But if you have taken a swing trade, till date it's going on 30% plus. And even this has gone up 15%, this 50%. So breakouts are meant to be taken for a period of 1 or 2 weeks as a swing trade rather than as an intraday trade. If you're looking for intraday trades, I've showed plenty of beautiful intraday strategies in my previous videos where I've shown how I earned 5% or even I've earned 9% in a single trade. But when it comes to breakout strategy, it is best to be taken as a swing trade. Whereas if you're interested in intraday trades, there are plenty of beautiful videos I've posted. And hope you enjoyed this video. Do subscribe as plenty of amazing videos coming out soon.